Hey everyone, today we're going to be watching food videos on TikTok. That looked delicious, so creamy. I love the fact that they used the bottom of the pan. Nothing went to waste. It looks very good as well. I don't know if I would eat it that way, but it looks delicious anyways. That looks good too. If I can change anything, I would just add some color to it, maybe tomatoes or some greens, something.
Stop making boring food to lose weight and make these incredible double smash burgers from my new cookbook instead. They're 560 calories and 57 grams of protein. Let's get into it. We're going to start out by combining 2 pounds of lean ground beef, 2 tablespoons of ranch seasoning, smoked paprika, and dividing everything into 8 equal portions. Next, we're going to smash our patties on a hot pan, cook for about 4 minutes on each side until golden brown, and melt 1 slice of cheese on top. Next, we're going to combine 2 tablespoons each of light mayo, mustard, ketchup, diced pickle, a splash of pickle juice, and mix everything together. And finally, we're going to assemble our burger with our bun, 2 patties, burger sauce, and another bun on top. Now follow for more recipes because you should.
You can't go wrong with that. It's just that I would add some color to it, like tomatoes, something.
I got the finish work. Without you, I could feel lose my mind. Without you, I could feel fall under. Without you, I could give up my life. Without you.
Is Kane's over? Every time I make this dish, I think about my mom. It was the first dish she taught me how to make, and it's really funny because it has nothing to do with our culture. You would think that as a Lebanese mom, she would teach me a dish from Lebanon as my first one. But instead, I was taught this amazing Italian dish. She couldn't have taught me a better recipe. You need patience and skill to make this because this takes up a big chunk of your day. Because of this recipe, I learned how to chop and dice onions. I learned how delicate extra virgin olive oil is. And adding butter enhances the flavor of the whole dish. Even adding spices to your onions as they're being sauteed is a very important step. It elevates the flavors of the spices. They become so immersed with the onions and the oil and the butter. Sauteing the meat without adding the spices first is simply not the same. Even this part of allowing the meat mixture and the marinara sauce to fuse together and combine. Giving it that time, allowing it to thicken is so important. Rushing that step won't give you the same overall effect at the end of the dish. Also, fresh mushrooms and canned mushrooms are totally different. As a matter of fact, this is probably the first dish that taught me about herbs. I thought that adding dried basil should be enough, but I quickly learned that fresh basil is so potent that leaving
Fresh
it out
basil,
will not
yeah,
give you
all
the
the
same
time.
result. I made this dish over and over every time thinking, oh yeah, now I perfected it. But every time I made it, I learned something new. I learned about new spices, a new technique. Even creating the layers was a skill. If I rushed through this part, then the final result felt like it had an element missing. Patience was an all-around skill that I needed to learn. Patience with myself because I gave myself such a hard time if a dish didn't come out the way I wanted it to. And patience with the dish, giving it enough time to do what it needs to do to combine the flavors. Adding cheese, what kind of cheese and how much cheese to put is a whole other thing.
A
that I
lot
had
of
to learn.
cheese.
It was kind of like being in culinary school, but without the professionals there to teach you. There were plenty of times where I couldn't rely on my mom to tell me what to do. I had to figure things out on my own. I mean, there are plenty of cookbooks out there with amazing recipes, but we all know that reading about something and actually doing it are two completely different things. It's the doing part that hones in on our skills. So for me, making this one Italian dish actually taught me how to make so many others from different cultures, even from my own. Every recipe I make has a direct correlation to this first one that my mom taught me, and I will forever be grateful for that. Now let me feed you.
So I was really excited to put this recipe up on the internet. Like, I thought it was one of my best so far. But as a creative who is sometimes insecure about my creativity, I'm also hyper sensitive to feedback. And I put this up on another platform that shall not be named, and it did worse than I've ever seen anything do. And that's one of the downsides of creativity, is being so excited about something personally, but then having that perception immediately skew as soon as you see it through the lens of somebody else. And I know at this point we're like, okay, it's a tomato. It's not that deep. But to be fair, it's also a tomato and an onion and lemon and chickpeas. So it is that deep. Thank you. But then I was complaining about said circumstance to my friend, and she said that on social media, people aren't that discerning and everybody has quote unquote Walmart tastes, which means that people are just like looking for the basics. But I kind of disagree. I feel like I'm trying to bring at least Target quality to the table, or like TJ Maxx at least. And I think it would be a disservice to dumb down our creativity to appeal to like either the masses or just appeal to an audience in general. Because this recipe, no matter what you think of it, just made me creatively so happy. And I think shying away from our art for other people is just never worth it.
Well, looks good to me.